All right, today on Marty's First Looks, we're back into Kindle Vella. Specifically, we're going to check out a Kindle Vella story that a lot of people have said pretty much won the Kindle Vella marketplace in that early going. But before I get started, let's dig in again on how to get to this and what it is. Kindle Vella is Amazon's new serial fiction service. It's available on the Kindle app, either on iPad or iPhone, and you can see it on my iPad here. What you'll want to do to get to it is click on Discover down there at the bottom, and you'll see Kindle Vella in the center on the second row. Clicking on that is going to take us into the Kindle Vella subsection of the application. It's going to give us an opportunity to preview and to check out different Kindle Vella serials. Now, serials are sort of unending fiction. They're long-form episodic content. So you'll find a sort of cliffhanger-like exciting stories told in individual episodes. And of course, the first 3 episodes of every Kindle Vella is free, and then purchasing additional episodes are done via tokens. And you can see up in the top right-hand corner that tokens are available. You can start out, in fact, the first time you use the service, you'll have 200 free tokens. After that, purchasing tokens is very inexpensive, 140 tokens for $1.99. So it gives you something to work with. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. The story that we're going to look at today is a story that, of course, others have recommended to me, and I have seen it in numerous places online. It is Granite Windstar by E.A. Blackwell. It's probably one of the most well-traveled and well-regarded Vella stories. When the whole engine, when the whole process, the whole service came out. So let's go ahead and take a look at it here. And before I get started, what I like to do each and every time is sort of cover the actual story page and what Kindle Vella does. So again, the first thing we have here is Granite Windstar. That's the name of the story. Off to the right, you have sort of a circular image. This is this is how Kindle Vella does covers, or it's actually just a single circular image. Then we have the author's name, E.A. Blackwell. We have the number of episodes, in this case 43, and the number of thumbs, 3,399. Now, that's a huge number. Thumbs are, of course, anytime someone likes a story, and we'll show you how that works in a minute. As of course, episodes giving us tells us exactly how many episodes are in the tale. I'm going to go ahead and expand this and read the blurb for you. The way chaos stalks Morgan Windstar, she must have angered the gods, but Morgan doesn't believe in a higher power. She's woven the tattered fabric of her life together with hard work and a level head. Things were looking up until a man with an impossible knowledge of her past makes her an offer she isn't allowed to refuse. Thrust back into society's dark underbelly as a hired gun, she learns a disbelief in gods matters little if they believe in her. Tag E.A. Blackwell for more stories. Now, let's talk briefly about tags. You can see underneath this story we have suspense, grimdark, murder, dystopian thriller, E.A. Blackwell, urban fantasy. So the tags are, of course, ways for an author to tell you about what topics or what the story should feel like. In addition, in this case, the authors added another tag that would allow you to find more works by that author. So that gives you something to consider if, of course, you like this story. The categories for this story are dystopian thriller. It has 24 4.5-star average reviews, and of course it has not been updated in the last 30 days. So let's go ahead and take a look at it here. Remember, the first 3 episodes are always free, so we'll start by jumping into the Big Bang and read a little of it, give you a feel for the author's writing style. The Big Bang. I was born in chaos, awash in the blood of my sister. She was asleep on my shoulder one moment, flecks of her skull lodged in my right eye the next. My shoulder screamed, the wound loud and angry, not unlike my mother, who wailed on the sidewalk by my feet. By my brother's body. It had been tall and strong when he confronted the men who jumped us. Now half his chest was gone, along with a third of my father's face. They were as dead as the rest of us, except that I, like my mother, had the audacity to keep right on breathing. I clung to my sister long after our attackers fled, and even once some well-meaning first responder pried what was left of her from my frozen grip, I still held on. I'll always be holding her. the same way I've held on to every last atrocity I've lived through since. My memory is photogenic, then, now, forever, because I've been given forever, which is only comforting if you don't think too long on it. Okay, well, right off the bat, we definitely are hitting grimdark and a sort of noir overtones. The writing is very clean. It's good. It's got me interested. I can see why it did as well as it did and why it continues to do well. So again, let's cover briefly what you do with this first episode. At the end of the episode, you're going to see the same thing each time. You're going to see a note from the author. So let's dive right into that note. Cover art by Gaia Cafiso, I think. If you enjoyed the episode, be sure to hit the thumbs up button before moving on to the next one. Most of the serial is fast-paced, gritty, and dark. If this first episode was too dark for you, head over to my other serial, Eden Eternal, which is more of a darkish fantasy romance vibe. Or read the first book in my dark fantasy penthology, Eternity's Hourglass, free on Kindle Unlimited. If you somehow made it to the dystopian section but need something a lot lighter, you can try my paranormal romance parody, Hard Knocked Up, a billionaire zombie romance. Okay, so this author jumps right in and gives you some details about her style, but also different information as to what other things you could read if you enjoyed the serial that you've started. Like she said, keep scrolling for more. It's very simple. You'll see the thumbs up option. So right now at 266, and now it's 267. If you want to follow this story, should you decide to add to it or continue, you can do that by clicking the follow story button, and it will keep you, your device will update you when new episodes appear. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to the start and close up this episode and take you back to the main page. So the story we previewed today, or gave you a first look on, was Granite Windstar by E.A. Blackwell. So if this is something that appeals to you, up your alley, I recommend you give it a shot and try it out. Thanks, and happy reading.